Welcome to today's collective reading. This is Trinity Gaia Oracle. I'm going to open with some sound resonance. So if you're a little sensitive to noise, if the mic picks it up and it's a bit loud, just maybe skip ahead about 10 seconds. So I'm going to open now. And that would be the note of G. And now I'll have a little bit here of a resonance that can kind of open, connect with the third eye. Well, welcome everybody to this space. Number synchronicity 711. I kind of got woken up in a way. Like everything just happened perfectly, and then just all this like connecting of dots. So I have a pretty good idea to an extent where this is going to go, and I imagine from the title you do too, which is very clear to me. The title is, "So, have you ever punched a shark?" Like a little humor to it, because apparently that is what they train Navy SEALs to do. If they happen to be being circled by a shark and it comes swooping in, you just punch them right in the snout and they'll move on. There's also, I've added a die, a 9-sided die, actually 10 because there's a 0 side, to the crystals that I have been chosen for today. And we have double selenite in there today, which is interesting. So typically just do one. Pairing it up, it's the two coming together, however that may be. But initially, before my kitty was playing, it was a 5. And then it became a 1. And he was playing with a couple of jaspers. Yeah, one was green and one was more like a red. Yeah, it's been a while since I knew them all by name. I've had them so long. There's a couple I still know by name. So crystals may be important. And with the jaspers, they're grounding energy. They're protecting, grounding energy. Connecting with Gaia and just standing like I'm 10 toes down kind of a deal. Like, this is business. If you're punching sharks in the snout, things are real. things are real. So, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull one of these NLP Oracle cards. The thing that I like about these is they kind of challenge the paths that our minds typically take in approaching things. So this may be something that can kind of be like, oh, okay, well, be open to maybe looking at or approaching to something in a new way and seeing the contrast between the suggestion versus my typical. Oh, okay, you want both of those. Cool. All right. Okay. So we have, well, this came out earlier. Both of them did. Oh my goodness. Okay. I've shuffled this so many times. So that's not a single, yeah, portal to peace in the midst of the chaos. Like, look at all that activity around this person. Oh my goodness. And the balance, the energy from these readings, this is a portal, a balance that it's achieved because you've done the work. The lights come in. The elevation, it's almost like the chaos that's around you that seeks to distract you. Almost, it's like a desperation to it. The more chaos that's around you, the more bombardment of ads and music and, media agendas and all of this energy that you feel running around you, you're just still at peace in the center. And it's still there in the middle. So I'll read them really quickly for you guys, because words are powerful, and the questions they have here can help some of those that are coming into these readings, that haven't watched those readings, to understand a little bit more about the character, the heart, the intention of the card. So, circle of excellence. Visualize a glowing circle of light in front of you, filled with qualities like force. Oh, excuse me, force. Like, that's not okay. That's not an accident. I just had like Star Wars. The force is with you. It was actually supposed to be focus. Oh my goodness. Focus, spirit's funny. Focus, vitality, clarity, and luck. Step into the circle and feel these qualities flow through you. This is your circle of excellence. At any time, you can return to it and access your most resourceful states. It's like creating that as a space, a mental space that you just, you know what? I'm going to find how to put this puzzle together the way I would like to. So I'm going to go to that space that I've continually, maintained as the space where I can focus, where I can have all the energy I need to solve this puzzle the best way that I can, in the most efficient way, shuffle things around, depending on how complex that puzzle is, it could take people a while. But, so puzzles may be something that's pretty potent there for you guys. Internal time code. Time is not just a linear concept. It is how you mentally organize your experiences. Examine how you think about time and how that affects your actions. Are you too focused on the past or overly connected to the future? Adjust your internal time code to ensure a balanced, productive approach to life. And he's just sitting there in the now. He's present with himself in the now. Himself in the now. Okay, so these are out here. I'll put them there. Okay. I'm just gonna go like right here into the Citadel. It's the name of this deck. Cool thing about this is, I have a bit of a background in actually no, I'm gonna grab a magic. I'm gonna grab the magic deck. Then I'll grab that. So it's interesting that I have two decks like that. Like one, like Magic, the Gathering, was based upon D&D, and it's my understanding it was the son of the individual who kind of created D&D, who created Magic. And then the Citadel, you can use that as if you're a D&D game master or whatnot, you can use it as a means to kind of add and incorporate into your D&D games. Okay. Ooh, enchantment, bravery. Yeah, it took a lot of bravery to jump into that water. It took a lot of bravery. There is a conversation between you, whether you resonate as the DM, and you can resonate as the DF and be much like a male. And, flip that. So it's about energy. It's not about gender. Your enemies are... Oh, this is another enchantment, but this is something that's placed upon those that would wish to do you harm. So if they want to do anything to you, they have to pay extra energy in order to do anything. And if they want to activate any kind of spell work, let alone just, add another player to the field, they have to pay 3 times as much. 3 synchronicity there. They are definitely under angelic oppression there. The divine has stepped in for you guys and is doing battle. There is definitely battle present with this. To be able to communicate that with you, to reach you, to know that there's so much going on that you don't see. And yet again, the rising above, I've been getting this pretty consistently for this collective. It's part of why this deck has been something I've been called to pull in. I didn't really intend for it to ever be this. But the rising above, what the enemy thought was done, dead, over, very like Six of Wands energy. If you're familiar with the tarot, it's what they believed was dead has actually come back. And it's not just come back, it's got that wreath in the traditional tarot, which it stands for, at least here what's coming to mind, and that means that's the only thing I'm meant to like focus on with it, is that there's a completion. Typically the wreath would be like a protection of the home, the hearth, the foundation. And being that this is very much about a DMDF, it's about your connection. It's like a wedding kind of thing. It's a commitment thing. It's an owning of the connection. It's not necessarily like put a ring on it, but it is that level of commitment between the two of you being, to some extent, more solidified. And it's interesting that they only had me pull out one card, and the card, I didn't even notice there was a second one that landed. So you have an energy that they've been playing victim. They've been playing woe is me. They've been pretending to be powerless. But in reality, they're the conductor of a lot of misery in your life. A lot of the oppression. They have orchestrated this whole scenario. Or they're a part of the organization, the group of people that did. There's definitely like a collective group, a family, some kind of a connection between many individuals that have set this trap. And they believe that they set the trap. And that's the part that's hilarious, because they think that they're bigger and badder than the divine. It's funny to me. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious to me. Because the kind of prayers that this collective, that you two, both sides of this connection, when you pray, demons fall to their knees. Now, you have demons that work for the divine. They know, and they're actually your allies. But these are the demons, like the flying monkeys, those intrusive thoughts, those intrusive emotions, those projections. Those are flying monkeys. And those are just like the non-corporeal flying monkeys. They bow. When you pray, they bow. When you call to the divine, they can't handle it. I have an image in my mind of a short I saw. And there's two actors, and one started praying, and the other was supposed to be playing the role of like the tempter, the Lucifer. And Lucifer was so mad that this individual was praying, and he just taunting him, like, I'm right here, you're powerless. And the guy just kept praying. And eventually, Lucifer couldn't handle it. He just disappeared. So your prayers, they can't handle being in the same space as you connect to the divine. You raise your vibration beyond whatever this energy is when you reach out. And the thing with the divine is you have to be ready. You have to be open. You have to be able to say, look, I am using my free will right now to let you know how I feel and what I need. And I am coming to you. I like to relate to the divine in a way of like, I'm a child. Like, I know that this being is far beyond me. And I'm not going to pretend I'm on the same level. I'm not going to say I know what they know. So it's like, hey, so Ma, Pa, what the heck? Because that's the closest way that we really have on a basic human level to relate to something like that in a protective parenting role. And sometimes there is such a thing as tough love. So sometimes we're experiencing a hardship because we actually are, it's needed for us to understand how to, there's some pearl of wisdom in it for you. And I'm not going to go down the whole like path of it doesn't make any of it okay, because it doesn't. It does not make the hardship like excusable or without karma, because there is still karma. And that's part of those other energies path, because it all has to balance. It all has to balance. Can you imagine being the angel of karma keeping track of all this? Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the paperwork? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's going to be one busy angel. So, it's very, very, very clear that when you pray and you put all yourself into it, things move. They move. Yeah. So that energy that has been coming to you in thoughts, projected emotions, different people in your life throughout your life, they're under oppression. If they want to act towards you in any way, they have to pay triple energy to do anything. And they're already in the negative. So there was a definite leap of faith when there was the jumping into the water. Like when this individual, whether you're, however you identify with it, from whichever side, right now I'm speaking from the side that was definitely jumping in the water. And that in the original reading was the DM, the more the masculine energy side. And it could be that this is a male. So there's a definite strong male energy to it, but they're very, very muchly the one that is far more versed, strong. Their strength is more in the wisdom of the dark side of the energy within that creates that balance. So they know of it, but they're not to use it to do harm. They're to use it to be able to protect the light. Just as the light side of the yin yang is well versed in the light to be able to protect the dark side of the yin yang. And they have little pieces of one another within each other, so they're always connected. They're always aware. They're always able to have access to that protection from the other that they're connected to. Like the dark side. And it's not lost on me that this opens with like a dark side of the force kind of energy. That circle of excellence. And instead of saying focus, I'm saying, the force. So this is dark light. So this is like the secret language of darkness. So this is your shadow. There's wisdom and understanding this part of yourself and the people around you. Being able to understand the strengths that we can find within understanding this part of ourselves. And then this side is the secret language of light. And using discernment with both. So, something's going on over here that's really, really challenging because whatever reason, and they're very, very protective of the light side, because they're connected to the light side, that energy, as long as this side is staying strong and in peace and, 10 toes down kind of a thing with themselves, that light connection, that little splash of light on this side is able to come in and aid this individual, this other side of the connection. It's like the connection to the light side. It can only provide the insight, the awareness, the wisdom if you are balanced on this side, if you are taking care of your light on this side, and vice versa. If you're dealing with these flying monkeys on the light side and they're coming from the dark side, like, you know that this side of you is well versed in the dark, like, wisdom of things. You're relying on that splash of darkness within you. Meaning you, for example, you understand the depth of human suffering. You understand the depth of the pain, the power in the pain. You understand that. And this is it's like their everyday. It's like all of their, not their everyday, it's like what they have been learning this cycle, what they've been mastering this cycle, meaning multiple lifetimes. It doesn't mean that their life itself is all of the misery of all of those lifetimes, but they have awareness on a soul level of all of the different, let's use like food as an example, all the different flavors of all those lifetimes and all the wisdom that comes in with that. So when those flying monkeys come after you, that part of them can come out and be like they're swatting flies, right? It's just taking care of it, taking care of business. So on their side, when the only way to defend the light connection within them is for the light to intervene, you can come in and be like, I'm your peace. You have to handle shit right now, and you cannot be in pain. You cannot be worrying about anything. You have to be able to be like, oh, perfect example. Thank you, Spirit. Do you guys ever watch the movie Over the Hedge? The squirrel, when he has caffeine, and suddenly he is like, time stops. He is moving so fast. That is what that connection allows this person to do. For example, it's like caffeine for the squirrel. Kind of makes you think, ooh, squirrel moment. Ooh, squirrel. A little differently, right? So that allows you to step in, give them that peace, that hyper focus, because you're in your balanced state and you're at peace. So they can handle the shit on their end to be able to keep being able to step in with those flying monkeys on your side, because that's their strength. That's their strength. That's what they know best. They know how to swat those flies that come in your direction like they're nothing more than flies getting hit with a fly swatter. They're not scary to this energy any more than you being in the state of peace and being able to focus is challenging for you. So you help one another out that way. Okay, so when this individual jumped into that water, knowing that you were hurt, knowing that these sharks could tell that there was blood in the water, in other words, you were in danger. You needed them. They didn't know how. They didn't have the knowledge. They didn't have the training. They weren't necessarily a Navy SEAL. But they knew, because of that connection, that light between you two, Divine was able to speak to them in a way they're not. They know how the Divine speaks with them through the wisdom of the dark side of the experience that they've been mastering. But when the Divine speaks to them through light, they hear in a totally different way. And it could be something where they were hearing your future higher self, like, here's the answer. You make this leap of faith, you'll not only be able to save, your counterpart, your DF, but everything that you need to know, every obstacle that comes into play will be removed, and you will be guided the whole entire time. You will know what needs to be done, kind of exactly like that squirrel. Like, here's the spiritual caffeine, and the divine masculine in this scenario is the squirrel, and boy, like, he could just see everything. He can move so fast that he's there before anything could even happen, because it's in slow motion. And I invite a little bit of play into it, because to get really like heavily bogged down by the energy, like, why give to that flying monkey? Right? So the laughter just is, it's calling, the giggle, the joke, the references. It's all about cowling back that energy from that they would desire to bring down the energy to a lower level. It's a very powerful skill to do to protect your sovereignty. Okay, so let's get some archetypes here. There's a reason they're having me use this deck, so I'm going to trust them. We'll get some overarching energy here for you guys. In many ways for this reading, I pretty much feel like I don't need the cards. So the cards are more for you guys to have something to focus on and know that, yes, this is a synchronicity. Yes, this resonates. So I'm more than happy to be that, to pull that in for you guys, because I know how powerful those can be. You may be sitting there going, Diane, I need to have some synchronicities. I need a couple more. Let me know that this isn't just me thinking it's about me. Let me know it really is. So we have the patron and the storyteller. They came out together. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, if you guys, okay, Sia, LSD, Genius, that music video. Oh, that music video has a lot of synchronicities in it for you guys. With like the cat and the dog. Like, oh my God, baby, can't you see? I'm everything you need. Yeah, that kind of a thing. And like one side is the dog barking, and the other side is the cat. Like they're on their ribs, just kind of like, oh, why are you all the way over there? And the keys and the wisdom, I'm getting a Akash here, definitely. There's a lot of knowledge. Also, stigmata. Stigmata with these things coming through here, the palms. So you can be in Christ-like consciousness. There's a short that I just released yesterday, and it may be very powerful to watch. And, I didn't really fully realize that it was like a drop mic moment until afterwards, because the image was something I encountered earlier, the painting of like the perfect example of what it is to break the fourth wall. Because you can't look at that painting and not feel like Jesus is looking right at you. He's like, this is what I'm experiencing. And you're looking at him and he's looking at you, and you're starting to feel things. And this is a really old painting, and like Jesus was alive a long time ago. And the quote that I read ended up being Buddha, but it was perfectly worded. The moment I read that, I was like, that painting, fourth wall. Oh. So stigmata, the Christ-like energy within you, not necessarily, you don't need to be bleeding from your palms, but the concept of having that Christ-like consciousness in play, the Akash, the wisdom of all of your lifetimes, all of that, the power within being able to pull from your soul-like self whatever you need in order to remove any obstacle that's between you and what you are co-creating together with divine. Yeah, very powerful. And then we have the dancer and the pilgrim. Ooh, this is what your challenge is now, guys. That's what the challenge is. Your challenge now is, so this has really happened. And look at that infinity symbol. Like the two bracelets orbiting. This would be if you're facing, if you're the dancer here, this would be the right hand. So orbiting, choosing to orbit assertively. Choosing this, owning this. Tulips. Tulips have specific meaning for you guys as well. Hermit energy, the blooming of the rose from the palm. This is mirroring. Okay, so this Christ-like consciousness, and the rose is like Mary Magdalene. The order of the rose. The DF, the side of the connection that has a little bit of blood in the water, and the divine masculine is jumping in. She's the hermit. And through the light, the peace within her, even in that state, he is receiving, and the tailor, oh my gosh, I just realized there's a reason this is being shown to the camera. She's leading the way. She is that light in that lantern. Onto the top and the bottom, air to the tailor. Threads of fate. Oh, wow, what a powerful reading, you guys. Oh my goodness, there's so much here. Okay, so I'm just gonna let the cards speak here, and I'm gonna turn them a little bit so you guys can see them a little bit better, a little easier. If I'm facing me, I need to be facing you. I want to make sure you guys can see them really easy too.